Alright, let's talk about Predator Badlands and its PG-13 rating. Oh dear. Is it not going to be R-rated? Oh no. Yeah, look, PG-13 does have connotations of it not being great. Not going to lie, like, obviously. But there's a few things to consider, like, in terms of how they do their rating system. Right? How they get to R-rated. So I thought we'd take a look and I guess just see whether this is a massive issue or not. I don't see it as being a huge problem, which I know loads of people will point to and suddenly go, shill! And I go, I've ragged on Predator Badlands quite a lot. I'm not really a massive shill, to be fair. I think the face thing is super dumb. Super dumb. There just has been some other PG-13 movies which were pretty brutal, actually, over the years. And the composition of this movie, to me, justifies the PG-13 rating. In fact, it would be difficult to make it an R rating in the confines of how they rate stuff with the story that they're telling. So, we'll get into it, but hit subscribe if you're new here. Do turn those bell notifications on. A few days ago, we had this trailer released. This is the final trailer. And it's doing quite well, actually. 1.7 million views in a day. It wasn't released yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, it was Monday, wasn't it? At time of recording, this is apparently still only a day of release. And I think it was stated... was it stated at the end that it was... it says not yet rated. There you go. So, at the end of the trailer, it says this film is not yet rated, but the hunt begins in IMAX. Right? Well, anyway... Now it has been confirmed this could be PG-13 rather than R-rated. So this is just an article on IGN. And let's just take a look. Let's see what they say. So Predator Badlands, Dan Trachtenberg's upcoming action movie set in the Predator universe won't be R-rated, but its creators hope it will feel like an R-rated, like an R-rated movie, regardless. And here's why. So, IGN visited the set of Predator Badlands and returned armed with 12 things we learned. One of them is that the film won't be R-rated, but will still be very violent. So the Predator movies and related spin-offs are famous for their gore. The iconic first movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger featured copious amounts of blood and guts, and a healthy dollop of dismemberment. And even a poor man with his chest blown out by a blast from the Predator's shoulder cannon. Then there's all the corpse shots, the skinned people, blah, 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 blah. So Predator 2 kept the gore coming, with people speared, gutted, skinned alive, left hanging from the rafters. There's also sex. I am pretty certain there was some sex scenes in Predator 2. One sex scene before the Jamaicans came in at the start. I think it was the Jamaican gang. Pretty certain. Testing my memory now. One person is even cut in half, and even Trachtenberg's well-received Prey, an animated spin-off Predator Killer of Killers, were rated R with good reason too. And that's because they had humans. This is the key difference. Key difference. With all of these movies, they had humans in them. And that matters. So Predator Badlands is the first Predator movie since 2004's AVP1 to receive a PG-13. But why? So producer Ben Rosenblatt told IGN that Predator Badlands gets away with a hopefully audience-swelling PG-13 rating whilst maintaining the series' trademark violence because it focuses on synthetics. Right? And the Yautja as well. So not humans. And various other monsters rather than humans. So indeed, there is literally no human character in this movie. And now they say there's not a single human character hurt during the movie, but I think that's a misdirect. Apparently there are no humans at all in the film. So he says this, we'll see where it ends up, but our hope for it is that it can be a PG-13 that feels like an R. That's kind of our hope. And really, what that's about is just being able to broaden out the audience for a movie like this. We don't have any humans in the movie, and so we don't have any human red blood. So we're hoping that's going to play to our advantage. We're going to go as hard as we possibly can within those constraints. And we think we'll be able to do some pretty awesomely gruesome stuff, but in colours other than red. So what that means is we'll see plenty of the green blood from the Yautja and the milky substance that comes out of the synthetics from the alien universe, but no red human blood. So the reaction to the confirmation is mixed from fans. This sounded amazing, but it'll probably still be. I love Prey, and the same team is behind it, but then I got to the part where it's not going to be R-rated, and my hype meter went down a few notches. This is an IGN reader. I still hope it's great, though. Another person says, I'm with you, and I know sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get a budget, but if there's not humans, they can have a lot of violence against creatures and robots without needing the R rating. Reddit, again the same. I'm just concerned that they'll push my favourite franchise towards the Jurassic World direction. Something that was meant to be dark and brutal turned goofy. Considering it's robots and aliens, that's understandable, but this better not become a standard for future entries. Predator is an adult franchise. It should be shown as such, which I completely agree. And a higher rating does not a good movie make. So, I mean, the article itself kind of explains the point I was trying to make, but there are also some other movies, like Jaws, for instance. Jaws was like a PG-13. Bit of an outlier, I guess, because I think it came out when there wasn't an R rating. But how you get R rated, you have to have human gore, right? You have to have human gore. Take Avatar, for instance, right? Like, the Avatar movies could completely remove the humans from them and have the Na'vi fighting each other and have loads of blue blood, hacking, body dismemberments, all these kind of things, and still be PG-13. Right? They could. So that's the important thing to consider. Is like, take what you would consider to be like a family property. So like Avatar is kind of a family property, right? And suddenly twist it so they're all hacking each other apart. That could still actually be PG-13. So when you worry that Predator Badlands is doing a PG-13 and not R-rated, consider the reversal. Consider the elements that Predator Badlands are including in a family franchise, and then see if it still feels family or not. Because I think that's a good barometer to work with. Now, don't get me wrong, this definitely shouldn't become the mainstay. Like, I'll be really pissed if this becomes the mainstay. But I also think this is a really good opportunity for the franchise itself. Is if it becomes PG-13 for this movie at least, does really, really well financially, that's nothing but a good thing for the property wholesale, right? Because that then means we'll definitely, hopefully, get another one, which is good. But yeah, don't keep doing it. Don't keep being PG-13. That's bad. But it does make sense as to why. And there's a whole host of other films that are PG-13 that are pretty brutal, pretty gory. Sex, you have to have sex. Like in the UK, for it to be like an 18, you have to meet a few criteria. So you have to have sex, you have to have F-bombs, curse words, and you have to have blood and guts and gore. Like, the setting alone, it'd be weird if there was like sex. It'd be weird if there were F-bombs. Blood, guts and gore is only, obviously, if there's humans in it, which there isn't. So it kind of makes sense to me. I don't view this as a concern. I'll be more concerned about the face. That fucking face is so dumb. So dumb. I hate the face. Hate the face. Bloody hate the face. So there you go, PG-13. I actually don't think it's anything to be concerned by. But I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think it's something to be worried about or not? Let me know down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.